Just woke up this morning. Something was on my mind last night. Oh, I was dreaming about it all last night. And it's a phrase that says, God will take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Yeah, he would take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. I'm just getting up this morning, all right? I want y'all to see nothing that y'all don't supposed to see, but you see I'm just getting up this morning. Welcome forward, peace and love. It's the homie kNOw, the one and only. If there's another, he is a phony. I will not disrespect y'all like that. I will greet y'all in an appropriate manner. But I'm gonna set the phone down right here for a second so I can get myself together. Put my britches on. Because so that God take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Now, what does confound mean? To surprise or confuse someone, especially by interfering with their expectations. So you can startle or surprise, confuse, or amaze someone. God will take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. The foolish things to amaze the wise. You think you so wise. You think you so rich. But God will take a fool and show you that you're not as big as you think you are. He'll take a foolish thing or a foolish act or experience and show you you're not as big as you think you are. You're not as wise as you think you are, because wisdom or foolishness, you're no important than the other. And I'm about to show you something. Let me put my shoes on. Y'all bear with me here a minute. Moving fast. I think this is kind of foolish right here, but I'm about to do a foolish thing that's going to confound all of my wise viewers and listeners out there. I haven't even written anything down about this. I'm going to come off the top. I was laying in the bed this morning watching Prince EA. Shouts out and salute to Prince EA. Because I was thinking about doing a video on something. And I think I touched a little bit on it. Previously, about a month ago. I'll go back and look it up. But I touched up on how wolves, how they catch wolves in Alaska. And they freeze blood onto a knife, stick it down into the ice, and the wolves' lust or thirst or hunger for blood. So their own thing that they thirst for or that they hunger for causes them to lick themselves into a death, because the more they lick the frozen blood, then now their tongue, which the blade actually gets cut, and they get more blood, more of that taste that they crave, and they just lick themselves to death. But that's not what we're talking about here this morning. That's not all of what we're talking about. Take my phone off the charger and go outside. Y'all see my fit for today? If you'll never do nothing, you will never get nothing. You better get up and do something. Hey, you feel me? Come on, walk with me real fast though. I jumped up out the bed to give y'all this one, so y'all got to love it. You gotta love it. Okay. Now, it said God would take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Look up the word confound. And there's another definition to it that says when you mix things up, trying to confuse people about the original elements. When you mix things with the original elements, trying to bring confusion, is what confound could mean as well. So I want to come over here in my little peaceful area so I can pluck my mind and give y'all this thing. I was watching Prince EA this morning, a video he just put up called How to Catch a Monkey. Shouts out to Prince EA. We need to link up, brother. I respect your mind. You are a young man that I'm an older guy, older than you, and I look up to you, brother. Salute you. You have sharpened my intellect. You have helped sharpen my mind ever since I came home from prison. You and Ralph Smart. And I just like to say, salute to you guys, man. And I learn a lot from you guys. And wise minds sharpen wise minds. You know, knives sharpen knives. Steel sharpen steel. And so I just kind of want y'all to understand that I learn from y'all. And keep doing what you're doing. But this is different right here. I woke up this morning and I left my phone beside me in the bed up on YouTube. So when I woke up, I saw a video that Prince EA just put up. It said, how to catch a monkey. And I did a video a while back on how they catch wolves in Alaska. All right. And so it was basically me talking about how our thirst and our hunger could get us in situations that, well, no, our thirst and our hunger gets us in every situation that we're in. How about that? So I want to kind of touch on that a little bit and bring a little more insight. And our hunger gets us in a lot of situations in life. And I just like to say, if you are an animal, your thirst, if you're animalistic, your thirst and your hunger will put you in a position to put your life in danger. Like, think about the lion, the strongest thing in the jungle. It puts its life in danger to go out and attack things, to eat, to live, because desperation sets in with the animal. Animalistic behavior sets in, and they got to go get it by any means necessary, or else they'll die. So their nature sets in, and they go out and they attack things. They destroy things. But that's their nature, because they are an animal. All right? Now, God take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. I want to take a lot of wise people out there and show y'all something. And a lot of the foolish people out there, ignorant people out there as well. I want to show you something. When Jesus used parables in the Bible, he used parables so that a fool can understand and the wise man can understand, and everybody in between. You see what I'm saying? Now, I said that just to say the Bible is full of parables. I like Jesus. I like the Bible and the truth and the wisdom that's in the Bible. And everything that Jesus spoke in the Bible that was a parable, I like Jesus' mind. I like how Jesus moved. I like how Jesus think. I like what Jesus did. I like what Jesus stood for. And maybe it was stories, or you might want to believe it was a story, and you might not want to believe in it. But here's what I know. And knowledge supersedes any belief. Don't believe a thing, know a thing. Here's what I know. Jesus took parables and taught people. He took the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Let me give you an example of what I mean by that. When they brought the lady to Jesus, the lady that did some sin, I forget what it was, but the sin was worth being stoned to death. And they was trying to make Jesus out to be not the Son of God, or not to be who he said he was. You feel me? So they brought the lady to Jesus, and they said, because they thought it was a trick. They thought it was about to trick him into doing something that would make him be other than what he claimed to be. So they brought the lady to him, and they said, here she is, here's what she did, what should we do? They know that the law said, for what this lady has done, we should stone her. All right? But if Jesus would have said stone her, he couldn't have been the Son of God, because look, how could you do such a heinous act? How could you do such a degrading thing to that lady like that if he would have said stone her? But then if he would have said don't stone her, then how could you go against the laws of the land when the laws say stone her? So they tried to trap Jesus up. They tried to set him up, if you read and get your own understanding. But what Jesus did was very significant to me. And I want you to go and read it for yourself. But I'm going to tell you what he did. Jesus told him to put the lady up there in front. Over there. Stand her up over there. Just stand her up right over there. All right. And when they stood the lady up over there, Jesus put some stones down in the front of them. Just stuff like right there. There's some stones down there in front of everybody. And he said, okay, he who is without sin, cast the first stone. Yes, she should be stoned for what she's done. But anybody out here who is without sin, pick up the first stone and you cast the first stone. Nobody out there was without sin. So no stone should have been casted. That's what Jesus was trying to show everybody. You can't judge people just because they're going through something in their life. You're not supposed to pass judgment. You're supposed to look at something and see it for what it really is. You're supposed to deal with it accordingly, but you don't supposed to, as humans, we're not supposed to pass judgment. And as humans, we're not supposed to be animalistic. We're not supposed to devour everything. We're not supposed to waste not, want not, is what the Bible said. Waste not, want not. So we're not supposed to devour things up or just tear things up and dismantle things. I mean, that's what animals do, right? Which hence the name of this title of this video is there's a thin line between humanistic and animalistic behavior. A thin line, only a thin one. And I say that because nothing really separates humans from animals except for our intellect and the way that we think, you know. And if you think like an animal, then what makes you think that you're not an animal? What are you? Do you even know what you are, who you are? How you act, how you think determines what you speak. What you speak determines how you act, and how you act determines your character. So if I see you acting like a fool or acting like an animal, what should I classify you as? What are you? And especially if you don't know who you are in the first place, what are you imitating? Who are you acting like? And I said that just to say, you know, we have to be more mindful of the way that we think as human beings, because we have a responsibility here on this earth. And if you are acting in your responsibility and doing what you're supposed to do, then you're acting like a human and you're practicing humanistic behavior. But if you're doing wild and savage things, if you're devouring the earth, if you're devouring each other, if you're devouring fleshly things, just going up and just killing things just for your own personal selfish gain, that's animalistic. And I just wanted to come in here and build with y'all on this and kind of prove it to you and show you firsthand what I'm saying. Prince EA did the video about the monkey this morning. And y'all go check his video out. Prince EA is like, "Are you a monkey?" I think that's the title of it. And I've been months ago wanted to do a video on that monkey thing, on how they catch monkeys. I think I mentioned something about it in Africa, how they catch monkeys. But he took the approach from saying that they catch the monkey because they want their curiosity or whatever. Or I was saying they catch the monkey because of curiosity. All right? You know how they say curiosity killed the cat, and monkeys are very curious. People like Curious George, you remember the book? Curious George we used to read when we was little. Monkeys are very curious. And they found this out due to the monkey's thirst and the monkey's hunger. And let me give you an example. Prince EA did a video today on how when they try to catch monkeys, they put something into a coconut that's big enough for a hole into the coconut that's big enough for the monkey to put his hand in and grab whatever it is that they put inside of the coconut, but it's not big enough for his fist to come out. So because he's hungry enough or curious enough to find out what's in his hand, he never let go what's in his hand to get away from the people that's trying to capture him. He never lets go of what's inside of his hand. And then the people just walk right up and get him, like catch him, put the right rope around his neck and catch him. Now, why they're catching the monkey is because they know that monkeys know where water is. In areas that most people can't find water, monkeys know because of their thirst. So the hunger is what get them caught, because they can't let go of what's in their hand. They're curious to know what is it. So curious to their curiosity drives them to their own demise. The trap. Y'all familiar with the trap? Okay, so I'm just saying that just to say the curiosity, their own curiosity kills the monkey because he don't let go what's in his hand. But the monkey don't die when they catch the monkey. What they're catching the monkey for is so they can feed him a lot of salty things. Feed him the tasteful stuff that he thinks he wants. Feeds him the things of his heart's desire. All of his desires, all of his tasteful things that he wants, they gives it to him. And now those things in turn makes the monkey thirsty. So now once the monkey gets extremely thirsty, they untie the monkey and let the monkey go out. And as the monkey goes out, they follow him. And when they follow the monkey, they know the monkey is going straight to get something to drink, because the monkey is very thirsty. Why? Because they fed the monkey what it needs to create the thirst. Now, same parable with the wolf. The wolf, hold on. Same parable with the wolf. The wolf out in the jungle, out in the wilderness of the winter. It's cold. It's thirsting for blood and things to eat in its animalistic nature, and being the animal that it is, it runs across some blood in the ice, and it goes to just lick the blood, because this is what it thirsts for. This blood is what it thirsts for. So it's licking it. And as it licks it, more blood comes, because now it's licking the blade. And the blade is cutting the tongue. And more blood, tasty blood. It's just tasteful to them, and they lick themselves to death. I say that just to say that everybody out there in the trap, or most human beings out here, we trap ourselves with our taste and our desires. Most people living in the trap, or trapping out there in the streets in the hood where I come from, the thing that I did that led me to prison was my own taste and my own thirst, my own desires. And when I was man enough to accept that, it's when I made the changes to do something about it in my life and say, I will not trap myself. Yes, the cheese has been placed there on the trap for me to make a conscious decision to go and get it, but I will not go after that cheese on that trap, because I know it's there to trap me. I know the outcome of this. But a monkey, animals don't have the intellect of humans. And there's a thin line between humanistic and animalistic behavior. Remember that. So now, if you're behaving like an animal, what are you? If it looks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, if it acts like a duck and quacks like a duck, I'm going to call it a duck. And if I tell you a duck can pull a truck, then you hook the sucker up, because I'm telling you what's real. When I tell you huckleberries is right on the tree, you get your bucket and go to picking, because it's really real. Now, when I say there's a thin line between animalistic and humanistic behavior, it's the truth. Haven't you seen a lot of human beings act like animals? They devour things. Even the girls, the women in their lives, they just devour them, take them out. Family members, they don't care nothing about them, just devour them, take them out. Talk bad about them behind their back. Just beat them down, and even if you don't beat them down with your words, guess what? Not assisting them, not helping them, not giving them an encouraging words is still animalistic, because that's what humans do. We're compassionate. We're intellectual. We're compassionate, intellectual beings. And that's what differentiates us from animals. And we were sent here to govern the animals on earth. And if we don't have the intellect and the sense to govern ourselves, how can we govern the animals? We're probably afraid of most of the animals, so that's why we can't teach them nothing anyway. You get what I'm saying? False evidence appearing real is fear. And we need to alleviate all of that, man, and get back in tune with nature. Because when you get in tune with nature, you begin to know how human you really are. You begin to see the difference between you and the animals. You begin to see your position, your duty, your responsibility to the animals and to nature. And then you act accordingly. Shouts out to Prince EA again for encouraging me to just jump up out of my bed. Come out here and just freestyle off of the top what I've been wanting to do to y'all just because of his video about the monkeys this morning. Great video, by the way. And I just like to come, I came out here from a different standpoint because of the simple fact that I had the same idea. Great minds think alike. Wise minds think alike. I never met this guy, but a lot of the things he say and talk about in his videos, I think about and write about. And I'm always pondering on a lot of these things. And that lets me know that we're on the same frequency, the same wavelength. And then I respect his mind. So I had to jump up and come out here and do this quick video about animalistic and humanistic behavior, because there's a very thin line, and it's our duty as humans, if you are human, to act accordingly. Use knowledge and wisdom as your guide, and teach, lead, and guide the way, man. We cannot do that in ignorance. We cannot do that in ignorance. And I just want to say, it's time. This is the information age. It's time for us to step up, take on the responsibility as humans to do the right thing on this earth. And if you don't, then you are going to be classified as the animal that you are, the animal that you're acting like. Because, listen, man, life is simple. We make it hard. And, you know, at the end of his video, he said, "Are you a monkey?" A lot of us are acting like monkeys. A lot of us are acting like animals because we continue to put ourselves through the same things over and over again due to our thirst, our hunger, and our desires. Curiosity killed the cat, is what they said. Curiosity killed the cat. And Curious George was a monkey. They always reference black people to monkeys as well throughout history. I heard that. And I hear later that they reference white people to monkeys as well. Well, guess what? Every human being on earth have animalistic behavior within them, as well as we have the intellect to rise above and become human and to act human. And how you will be able to distinguish the two is their actions, not their words. So, are you a monkey or are you a human? And remember, there's a thin line between animalistic and humanistic behavior. Once again, I'm the homie kNOw Cash, signing off with a big 10-4, over and out. Peace and love.